Hello, this is Frank Mealy from HeartlandDiaryUSA.com, bringing you news every conservative can use. Subscribe to my YouTube channel to stay up to date. Today, Stuart Varney laid into LeBron James and the Woketopia radicals who want everything to be judged on the basis of race. James posted a tweet in which he basically invited people to come after a cop who had shot a 13-year-old bearing a knife and attacking another girl with it. This is Stuart Varney at his best. He's pro-America. He is pro-common sense. You gotta love Stuart Varney. I do.
A very serious and disturbing story. This is it. Ohio police released new body cam video showing a black teenager charging a young woman with a knife. The police officer responded by shooting her. Then, LeBron James shared this tweet, which has since been deleted. Okay, it showed a picture of the cop involved in the shooting with the words, "You're next." That to me is absolutely incredible. Pete Hegseth is with us this morning. LeBron, I'll get to Bitcoin maybe in a second, but this is serious stuff here. LeBron puts up this stuff. He is not banned. That he was not banned from Twitter. That I can't believe. That's the most. I'm running out of words here.
Right. He
Yeah.
just doxed a police officer to 50
Yes.
million people. And
Yes.
by the way, the image you just put up had a blurred face because this is a responsible program. LeBron James's did not. His
Right.
face was there for the world to see. And he said, "You're next, hashtag accountability." This is what happens when you have social media where you've got immediate commentary with very little information or incomplete information. Did LeBron James watch the whole video? Did he read up on the context? Do you know why the police arrived? Because someone made a phone call saying, me and my friends are being threatened to being stabbed.
Right.
So they called the police precisely because of a potential stabbing. The policeman arrives on the scene, sees chaos. They know he's there. She's still continuing to try to go. Watch that video in real-time speed.
Yes.
That's the speed you have to watch it in. Because that's the split-second decision that officer had to make. This woman is about to be stabbed. She's defenseless multiple times from an assailant. He makes the tough, impossible call to shoot. What if he hadn't shot, Stuart?
Yep.
What if he decided to stand back? Then is he allowing Black Lives Matter to be massacred right in front of him without acting? When you talk to people who've been in that position, they say he made a tough call in a tough moment, but it has nothing to do with race. He was the one called to show up.
Exactly. And yet, race is assumed to be at the basis of everything these days. Look at this. This is how the White House and the media are phrasing or describing that Ohio shooting. Just watch this.
We know that police violence disproportionately impacts Black and Latino people and communities.
We can see in the video that the 16-year-old girl, Ma'Khia Bryant, did have a knife, but it doesn't change the fact that she was a 16-year-old girl.
This is just Wednesday. This is just what's in the news on a weekday in America, in the relationship between police departments and Black communities.
Race is everything in America today. I don't think it is, but that's the way it's portrayed. We can't have a serious discussion about the problems of the day in America today. That is divisive and destructive.
Because one side is pointing at you or me or others and saying, if you're not willing to immediately acknowledge that the whole system is racist, then you're racist and we can't talk. Then you're part of the problem. It's your white privilege that's blinding you to the realities in front of us. You know who sets that tone right now? It's Joe Biden. I mean, in light of the Chauvin verdict, he walked up to the podium and said two things at the same time. Most officers, reading off of a giant teleprompter, most officers are good people, which we know to be true.
Right.
But then the next breath, he turns around and says, but these police departments and these cities are infected with systemic racism. And now you've got the Attorney General going into Minneapolis saying, we think the whole department might be systemically racist. Tell that to all the officers. Tell that to the officer in Brooklyn Center who accidentally used her taser, who had an exemplary record for 26 years. Are you telling me she showed up on the scene and it was her racism that caused her to accidentally shoot? That's the implication you're making. Then you can't have a real conversation about use of force because motives are immediately impugned because LeBron James saw one thing in that shooter. He saw the skin color of the cop. How do we get to the point where the only thing that matters is the skin color of the cop? Because there was a kid shot at the McDonald's drive-thru in Chicago, black child, 7 years old. Why aren't we talking about that life that was lost? We're not, because it doesn't fit the narrative.
Well, we can't have a debate because you can't put conservative opinion onto social media. You're banned. President Trump banned forever from Twitter. But LeBron James can target a police officer and still keep on tweeting.
Yep.
That to me is incredible. Look, this program is about politics and money. And I'm digressing this morning because I think America faces a profound problem.
And
we are self-destructive. We're self-hating. We're relating everything to the divisive issue of race, and that is out of the question. Shouldn't be doing it.
And just a few years ago, that was not the direction we were heading as a nation, which was meant to embrace Dr. King's message of content of character, not color of skin.
Right.
And do we have to have
Look what we're teaching in the schools. You
the
are
way.
judged by the color of your skin.
Critical race theory. On Monday, the Biden administration announced money will be tied to teaching the 1619 Project and critical race theory. So we think it's bad now. Wait till your 8th grader comes out of high school thinking America's a horrible place.
I'm sorry to get so hot under the collar, but this is very important. And I'm sorry we didn't leave time to talk to you about Bitcoin, but that's the way it goes, Pete.
All right, you had smart folks talking about
And
it.
on a smile somehow or other. Hexeth, you're all right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.